for, I think it lasted 3 days, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It was like in the 50s. Like the highs in the middle of the day, it was like 50s. And then if it was raining or whatever, like we were outside in winter jackets for the last 3 days.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, because it was like, low 50s. And that was like at the peak of like the high for the day. So it was like low 50s and raining.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm all about the heat right now.
Oh, no. Yeah. No. I woke up this morning, and so every morning I wake up and I have to check the weather because the Malamutes, they love being outside even when it's hot. And this morning I was checking the weather and it said 98. And I was like, yeah, nope. So we're going to have to get on here, do some riding sprints, get off, get the Malamutes in the house. It's like, okay. All right. I got a plan. So I'm all, speaking of which, good morning. We are officially live. I have no idea how many people are here. If anybody showed up, it's one of those Wednesdays. It's amazing how every day is unique, and mine just are kind of clusterfucked right now.
Yeah, I know how that goes. Like every day I'm like, what am I going to be able to accomplish today?
Yeah. Well, it's the end of the school year, so the kids literally have like 1 week left. And it's this, I think this is the hardest week of the entire year because they're so burned out. They're like, we're done with this. Let's get it over with. And
oh, see, my daughter, who's the only one that's in school right now, she's still young enough that she still loves going to school. Like right now they're going on field trips and they have a field day at school. And so they kind of have those things to look forward to that kind of motivates them to go to school.
Yeah.
At the very end. But that's, her field trip is tomorrow and her field day is next week. So after next week, then they'll be like, all right, why are we going? Because we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So yeah. She's usually pretty good with school. She's not at the point yet where she really like understands, oh yeah, I only have like 10 days left, so why should I even bother?
Yeah.
That's how my daughter is.
Yeah. I was gonna say, my daughter she's in 7th grade, and she's to that point where she has so much going on, not just at school, because she does 4-H, she's in band, she takes piano, and so she's got a full plate. And every time I'm like, hey, we'll go ahead, we can lessen the load if you want to, because she gets really burned out. And she's like, no, it'll be okay. And then this morning we literally were leaving the house like 5 minutes after the bell rang, and I was like, something's got to give, kid. Something's got to give. So, yes, I am having issues with the camera. I like the camera. I just wish that it would work. So, I might have to get with Miss Sarah. Maybe she can help me figure out what's wrong with my equipment, because I just can't figure it out. Yes, and I am. It's true. I am full of issues.
Yeah, camera, I am. Mine is. My computer is like super laggy right now. And it's like, I just want to pull up the damn video. Could you just cooperate, please?
Yeah. Thank you very much for stopping in, Avrisk. It's always nice to see you. Have fun in your adventure today. Yay! Everybody's coming. Good morning, Shannon. Good morning, Michael. Yeah, if you're gonna talk about eating with your husband, you have to tell us what you're going to be eating, okay? New rule.
We are all about food here.
That's right, we are. So let's go ahead. I think Amy said she was gonna come, but I think she is running a little bit behind. So let's go ahead and do our introduction so we can get to writing, so I can get to rescuing my Arctic dogs. That's right. We'll start with you, Derek.
I'm D.L. Stewart. I write medieval fantasy. I have my first debut novel comes out next Tuesday on the 21st. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. website, newsletter, all that fun stuff.
Like, I got it all.
That's right. You have to. You have to. Otherwise, you go unnoticed and people are like, oh, you have a thing? Where do I find that thing? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which Amy will eventually learn. She's got to have all the things.
Yeah, I get like over 2,000 views a week.
Get her to hop on one bandwagon, we would be in good shape.
That's
Just
right.
gotta commit to one.
That's right. What were you saying, Derek?
So I've been getting over like around 2,000 views on Instagram each week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you go through, look at my pictures. A lot of them like 700-800 likes on the picture.
Picked up really fast. I was surprised by that. Considering how much longer I've been on Facebook. I've only been on Instagram since, I don't know, maybe the beginning of the year. I've been on Facebook I've been on Facebook personally, since 2007 or whatever. But like my page, I've had my page for almost 2 years, I think. And my Instagram, which has only been up for maybe not even a full 5 months. And it has almost as many followers as my author page on Facebook already.
Yeah, I think on Facebook I'm like 300 or something, 3 something on my author page. I've had it for about 2 years, and I've had my Instagram used to be my personal one. I converted it to my author one around the beginning of this year, and it's like over 600 followers on there. So
I never used Instagram personal, like for a personal, on a personal profile. I only created it after I wanted after I knew I was going to use it for my author business. So
yeah,
it probably would have been a good idea to start it earlier. It's just, at that time I was thinking, I'm just trying to juggle one.
I know whenever I switched it over, I had like 15 followers. Now it's like 600 and something.
Yeah, well, I feel like at the beginning it gets a little overwhelming if you're trying to like balance all the social media, plus figure out the whole publishing side of things, because that's like a huge learning curve in itself. So I was like, I'm just gonna stick with my Facebook and learn all of this publishing crap, and then after I've got the publishing down, then I'll worry about other platforms.
Yeah. I've got all the stuff, but as far as Facebook is concerned, I'm not like completely cutting it out. I think that there's too much going on, and a lot of it is too much drama and then half the time, like the people that I want to hear from, I can't see any of their stuff, or I don't get their notifications. And then the people that I'm like, well, who the hell is this, are all over the place, and I'm like, well, whatever.
Yep.
So I'm kind of taking a fast from Facebook, but
Well, a lot of times, I mean, what you could do on your personal Facebook is they have like a thing where you can hide certain people's posts if they're they're posting things you don't want to see, or if you're like, I really don't need to see this person's updates. I don't really want to see their updates. Maybe you're following them for a different reason. Or maybe it was just like a follow back thing. So I know they have that where you can like scroll down and you can say like hide notifications from this person, or hide.
Or you can go to their profile and click unfollow.
Yeah, you can unfollow them. And I don't think that they actually get notified if you unfollow them. In fact, I don't even know if they get notified if you unfriend them. But
no, you don't get
I'm pretty sure you don't if you unfollow them. Unless it's the page, then they're not going to know who it is that unfollowed them. They might just see that their follow went down if they really keep track of it, I guess.
Yeah. So Michael hit it on the head. There's the author drama on Facebook is almost as bad as the makeup guru drama on YouTube.
Makeup guru? What is that?
And that right there, when there's an overwhelming amount of drama somewhere, that's when I end up pulling out, because I don't have the energy to deal with other people's drama. I got enough of my own going on.
Right.
Yeah. Between just being alive and then doing everything else and then having, hormonal children, it's like, nope, we're good. So Hello, good morning, Athena.
Hello.
How are you? Hi, Amy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm late, but I'm good.
Finally,
okay.
I wasn't the last person. Usually I'm the one popping in late. I'm getting better. Working. I'm getting better at it.
Yep. And we are still working on our introductions. So
Yeah,
Cool.
we'll go Amy real quick because she's fast, and then we'll go Nichole, and then we'll get this show on the road.
sounds good.
Okay. Hi, I'm Amy Nobody. My intro is fast because I don't have a website or social media or anything like that. I don't use it. And I am a certified SEO consultant, and I am here working on the second draft of my first fiction book. And that's me.
Very nice to have you, me.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Nichole, take it away.
Hi, my name is Nichole Wolf. I write paranormal romance. And speaking of makeup gurus, I am also a Mary Kay consultant. So I don't know, maybe I'm gonna get a double whammy with that Facebook drama. It sounds like. I have 2 paranormal romance books up on Amazon and a third one on pre-order. I'm also on all the social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. Yeah, I'm all over. And I also have my own website, NicholeWolf.com, where you can find the links for all of my books. And there's also a free short story on there as well.
Very nice. Very nice. And I am DanaG Author. I write adult fantasy romance, and this is my channel. Thank you very much for joining us today. And we do have a brand new first timer, so I'm just going to go over real quick as to what it is we're doing. We are going to be using the Work Mule Demon app. It's called, what is this thing called?
The productivity challenge timer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm like, see, I can't even remember what it's called. Yeah, productivity challenge thing. It looks like this. And that man right there is a slave driver. Okay, he puts the hammer down and he screams at us all the time. It's wonderful. So we'll do that for 15 minutes, and then we'll take a 5-minute break where we talk about writer stuff or just anything in general, to be honest. And most of the time we go over our 5-minute allotment, but that's okay because we're not in a rush, except for today. I have to get the dogs in before it gets hotter than hell. So, and then we'll do like 3 or 4 of those, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, Athena is downloading it now. What? See? I got another converter. Yay. You're going to love our little writing tribe. I promise you.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I feel like our little writing tribe should be getting some kind of commission from this app because man, we convert a lot of people.
Right. Well, speaking of our writing tribe, there is a link in the description where you can go and get AuthorTube Tribe merchandise that was created by our friend Sarah and her husband. There's everything there from t-shirts to shower curtains, coffee mugs, even I think she said there's a skateboard deck now. So yeah, so make sure that you go and check that out. And when everybody is ready, I've been gabbing and I didn't open my Word document. So I'm going to do that right now. And then once we are ready, we will get this show on the road. Oh, you know what? I think we're all procrastinators. That's why we come to these write-ins, because we need the peer pressure of being held accountable.
Oh God, yes. Oh, I need so much peer pressure, and even then, still, kind of up in the air on whether or not it's actually going to make me finish.
Yeah, these are the only time I actually write. So
I know, and this is the only. I feel like this is the only time I'm writing, but I'm like, I need to write more than that, more than this. Right, at least like this month I do. After this month, I can kind of, chill out, and then I could just be like, okay, yeah, I'll just write whenever everybody else is writing. But like this month, I'm like, no, that's not going to work. I kind of have to make myself write more than one writing.
Yeah, I have just a busy schedule, so I don't really get that option too much.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw a Grape Fry said she loved the dad joke. Oh.
Sad jokes are good. They're like mom jokes.
You know what? My son got so upset. My daughter came home and she started telling those your mama jokes or whatever they are. And my son, let me tell you, my Elijah, and everybody will tell you that he's my favorite. He's special. He's dear to me. And this is why my daughter told a your mama joke that was not nice by any means, because those jokes are not intended to be nice.
No, they're not.
And my son thought that she was talking about me personally, and he damn near ripped the roof off the house and buried her under the foundation. he was like, "Don't talk about my mama that way." And I was like, this is why I'm so thankful to have you, because when the rest of the world is against me, he is like, "You're the best, Mom. You can do it." So,
that's what you need in your life sometimes.
yeah. And of course, you know, like my other kids, they're like, "Oh, he's your favorite and you love him more than anybody else." And I'm like, you know what? It's hard. Yeah, it's hard not to love someone who puts you absolutely first and will defend you even when it's not about you.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but I do. I love all my kids in their own.
Well, my response to that would have been like, well, he's the one that loves me the most. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But then that would start a war of its own. It would be like, no, the light bulb just went off. Maybe if I start a contest of who loves Mom the most, chores will start getting done.
Kids, so well competition.
Yes, this could be a thing. This could really be a thing.
You're gonna have to try that and let me know how it goes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my 2-year-old's a little young to start that, but you know, it won't take long.
Oh yeah.
So we tried that with the 6 and 4-year-old.
No.
After like 5 minutes, then like, nah, I give up.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
well, at that age, it's not about chores. It's about who can smother daddy in the most hugs and kisses and like hold on to his leg while he like tries to walk down the hallway. That's going to be what you're dealing with if you have a love competition.
I have a couple of chores I got to do, pick up toys and feed the cats and stuff like that.
Well, my daughter, when she was like 3, she saw me cleaning the bathroom and she thought it was the greatest thing on the planet. So I would let her help me clean the bathroom. And by the time she was 4, she was like, "I got it, I'll do it." And I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And then she thought doing the dishes was the greatest thing on the world. She is now 13 years old. And I swear there are times where I'm like, I'm going to have to hold you at gunpoint just to do your own laundry. You know, I'm like, what happened to my helpful little baby girl?
It's fun when it's not mandatory.
Yeah. And then she's like, "Well, you can pay me." I'm like, "I pay the mortgage. I feed you. I provide you with internet and cable. I think I pay enough. You can do your laundry." But, oh well, we could be here for eternity talking about kids and their frustrating ways. But let's go ahead and get started. Are you ready, Nichole?
Yeah, my daughter's alarm was going off, and I was like, "Why the hell is her alarm going off right now?" I don't know. She must have messed with it or something. So I was like, "There's no way I'm going to be able to concentrate if I can hear her alarm going off." And I didn't want it to wake up my toddler, so I was like, "I'm going to have to turn that off."
Oh yeah.
I had to I was like, "It'll take like 3 minutes."
You're like, there must be silence. So
well, not silence, just like I definitely don't want an alarm going "Mah, mah, 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 mah," in the background. I don't want that.
Oh yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started with our first one. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Sorry.
All right. That is time. With the heat comes the flies, and
Mhm.
I hate the flies. Especially, like, we're working on like landscaping this small backyard, and so the door gets open quite frequently, and these little bastards are in my office, and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, we have
come
to
on.
fix on because we don't have screen doors yet. So
Yeah,
the kid and the dog and with the two dogs, it's like constant opening the door and closing the door, and there's no screen door there. So
yeah. How'd you guys do?
I got 212.
Awesome. But
Thank
you also got interrupted, so that's very good.
Thank you.
I got
I got
389.
78.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Derek, did you say you got 389?
Yes.
Oh,
Cool.
that's really cool. And what did you get, Nichole?
I got 78, but I was kind of working on two things at the same time. So
I got 313, but I'm writing a letter, so it's a little bit different than like staying on topic. Yeah, I get to write whatever I want, which is mostly, this is what so and so has been up to, and and yeah.
Yeah.
We've got some great numbers in the chat box. Steven got 246 and Athena got 392. Are you okay with me calling you Athena? Because I'm trying to like come up with really cool meanings for the AMG _plans.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, what does it mean? Oh, cool. That's your first name. Well, I like it. I used to have a Malamute named Athena, and I loved her to death. And yeah, she was awesome. So I do love that name. And Shannon's working on her mid-month newsletter. That's awesome. I know I need to, if you signed up for my newsletter, I apologize. I'm working on getting it together. I know I skipped last month. It'll probably end up coming out like, I don't know, the very last second.
Yeah, that's what tends to happen for me too. Like, I know I need to get my newsletter out, but right now it's like, man, I have 5 million other things I need to do, and I kind of got to prioritize, and unfortunately newsletter isn't at the top of it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to work on. Once the kids are out of school, I'm going to work on like restructuring my, because once I get on a routine, I can stay with it, I can stick with it. But once that routine kind of gets jostled just a little bit, I'm like the whole world just comes crashing down. What do you mean I don't get to write for 4 hours straight? How
yeah.
dare you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would probably be grossed out too if there was a spider that had the same name as mine. But I'm gonna have to Google that. Have you guys heard of an Athena spider?
A spider?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not one named Athena. No.
I know. I'm like, got my handy dandy phone here. That would freak me out. I mean, I was named after a 4-wheel drive part. It's supposed to be a very important part. But I was like, thanks. Because my people like being outdoors.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, in my next life, if I have a daughter, I'll name her Chevy.
Funny.
Oh man. Oh, okay. That was their name. Okay. Their name. Okay. I got it. I'm on board now. I know, because I was like, I didn't find one, but I got it now. So yes, I'm on board. Took me 2 seconds, but I got there. Yeah. Well, Shannon, you are going to definitely be on top of the game. Get on a routine and stick with it, and you are going to be awesome.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get back to mine.
Yeah.
Mine is just completely falling apart. But my mom moved in 2 weeks ago, so that could be why.
Yeah. Yeah, but like when my mom came to stay with me for a month after I had surgery, and I loved it because I don't think my house, after I had my kids, my house was just a complete wreck. And my mom moved in with me for like a month, and all of a sudden I was like, holy cow, how do you do this?
Yeah, I know. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But my mom kind of takes a little bit of my time away
Yeah.
that I didn't have to, I didn't have to worry about before. So
Yeah.
I feel like now this is the only time I have to get everything done.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, I used to be able to get some stuff done in the evenings, but now she's, when she's here, it's like, well, now it's like she's living here, but it still feels like she's still a guest right now because she just moved in. So I'm
Yeah.
not at the point where I'm like, yeah, she's just living here. I'm kind of like, I still feel like I need to treat her as a guest. And so I can't just be like, yeah, mom, I'm like going up in my cave and I'm going to be ignoring you for the whole night. So like, that still makes me feel weird. So
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Oh yeah. I agree with Athena. I love my mom. And we get along in small doses. I mean, so I don't want that to sound bad. Like we can go on vacation together, but I don't think even when we did, like when I first moved to Arizona, the kids and I moved in with her, and we're very good about personal space. So like she would go into her room and I would go into my room, and that was like the signal that, hey, if you need something, we're here, but I need this time for me. And you'll get there. But if I was like, I think that if my mom and I were the only two human beings on planet Earth, and we had to like share the same T-shirt, one of us would probably end up like getting our feelings hurt all the time.
okay.
Yeah, it's like we get along, but not we couldn't like live. I don't think we could live together 24 hours a day sharing the same space. We definitely need that time.
Yeah.
I love her, but we are very different people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Athena gets
Yeah,
it. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and start our second writing sprint. And are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, and 3, 2, 1, go.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right, that is time. Now we have to do the math. I got 360.
Got 337.
Awesome.
I finished one of those two projects.
How are you doing, Amy?
I got 324.
Right on.
Thank you.
You okay?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I've got so much going on in the background over here.
Yeah.
Got 3 people trying to hit me up, and they all want something that requires my attention, and I'm like, I'm trying to do something. Can you just give me like an hour?
Yeah.
And yeah, no, they're not giving me an hour.
You're like, just cut it out.
I know. I'm like, I just need 1 hour, just 1 hour, but I'll survive, and so will they.
Yeah.
So, all right. But yeah, 324.
Awesome. Oh, awesome. Sarah's on the productive train as well. Unless she's not. I might be reading that wrong. I'm having problems understanding today. No. Athena got 501 words, which puts her at 893. Yeah.
Holy crap.
That's one thing I've noticed, like with these, even if though they're 15-minute sprints, I think you actually get more. I think because you know you have a limited amount of time. You get more.
Skye and I did that on her channel in February,
Mhm.
comparing 15-minute sprints to 20-minute sprints, and overall the 15-minute sprints did perform better. I think that the 20 minutes, just that extra 5 minutes, is enough for your brain to wander, and you end up being a little bit less efficient. And both of us were just slightly better with just the 15 minutes, which doesn't really make sense, except that I think it's in your head. Because I think when you think, oh, I have 20 minutes, you know that it's more than 15. And so your brain will allow itself to wander a little bit. You're like, oh, I've got a few minutes to spare to just think about this thing. Whereas with 15 minutes, your brain, you just sit down and you're like, okay, it's only 15 minutes. I've got to go.
Yeah.
That's the way it seemed to work for me. And I think Skye had a similar experience. So
Yeah.
I agree. Something about 15 minutes is a good number.
Yeah. Like Shannon was saying that she starts zoning out with 20-minute sprints.
Mm-hmm.
And I do the same thing. Like Aphrodite last night was sprinting, and I was listening in while she was sprinting, and she does 20 minutes. And I noticed that towards the end of the 20 minutes, I start thinking about other things. I start, oh, well, I can just quickly go over here and research something. So I do. And maybe it's because my brain is so it's trained to work in shorter spurts of time, because I'm always constantly having to do so many things at once.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, if you've kind of been, we've been doing the 15-minute sprints for a few months now. So I think kind of once you get your brain trained that you have to focus for 15 minutes, then your brain is like, okay, I'm only going to focus for 15 minutes. So.
Mhm.
So then if you try and push it further than that, that's those last 5 minutes, you're going to end up starting to struggle because your brain is thinking, okay, it's been 15 minutes. That means I can stop focusing now.
Yeah.
No, traitor. I need you to focus for 5 more minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
That's one of the things that I love about being freelance is my deadlines are usually like at least a week out, and it's a day. Like, oh, I'll finish this by Tuesday. And
Yeah.
that between now and Tuesday, I can work whenever. Like, I can do 5 or 6 things at one time, but it takes me 5 or 6 days to accomplish all 5 or 6 of those things because I do a little bit of everything throughout the day. So it kind of caters to my attention span. And I really love that about being freelance because I don't have that 9 to 5 accountability. I finish it when I finish it, and it's due then.
Yeah.
So this job really works for me, and I'm really good at it. And this writing is different though because it's the creative part of the brain, not the analytical part of the brain.
Mhm.
And I seem to be doing okay with making the creative part of my brain work with these 15-minute attention spans. It seems to be okay for me. My experience has been good so far. I still have not broken that 500 on a live stream, which upsets me because now I'm onto something. Now I'm doing the editing part, so I won't be anywhere near 500. I did it twice with Skye, but never on a live stream.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a couple months before I get to do that again.
And Steven is researching hosting sites to create his new website. Do you have any suggestions, Amy?
Most of my experience has been with WordPress.org. If you don't know anything about setting up a website, do not do WordPress.com. Every person that I've talked to who had a WordPress.com switched to a WordPress.org.
Yeah.
.org is the one that has all the plugins, and they're third party, but they do like 80% of the work for you. And that's what most of my experience has been with. And one client used, what's the other one? I'm pulling a blank. I have not worked with Wix yet, even though it's kind of big. I've done Squarespace.
I've done Wix for mine.
Yeah, I haven't had a Wix account yet.
I think it's pretty simple.
Was it? Have you tried WordPress for comparison?
I had years back or whatever. I had done a couple WordPress ones, and it's got a learning curve. I mean, I like Wix because you can actually see.
I couldn't do .com because I don't have any computer past. Like I do SEO, not programming or design or anything like that. So .com was too much for me. I could not do it.
It's got a learning curve that way.
Yeah.
But I like Wix because you can actually edit on screen, so you know what it looks like as you're editing it.
Yeah, WordPress, they're trying to copy that. They're trying to modify it, and it's... I
remember on WordPress, you'd have like a blank screen, and you'd type all the words, and then you'd have to go to preview to actually see what it looked like.
Yeah, they still have
Wix,
the preview.
You're actually working on the thing and see it in real time, basically.
Yeah. You know, Shannon brought up GoDaddy, and it made me think of the first time I heard of GoDaddy. It was in like the early 2000s, and I thought that they were advertising adult television in daytime TV. Yeah, because
I thought it was like a porn site or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, oh, where has the world gone to? And then now it's oh yeah, GoDaddy, duh.
That's funny.
So I might be dating myself, but you know, it is what it is. So, all right.
And if you're looking for a host, Bluehost is really good. Like that's the one that I've liked the most because I can actually every time I've ever reached out to Bluehost and been like, I need to talk to a human, I've always gotten a human.
Yeah.
So in my experience, Bluehost was good.
Yeah.
Bluehost work well together.
Yeah. Being able to talk to an actual human being is always important to me because I get so frustrated with the automatic voice things. They answer the phone and they're like, press 1. Well, I don't want to press 1. I want to talk to a human being, someone that can actually converse with me and explain what the hell is going on. And I very rarely do people actually get to see frustrated Dana, but my husband, he has like there have been times where he has gotten up in the middle of the night and I am like, I hate you. And he's like, are you talking to one of your sisters? No, I'm trying to paint a cocktail. So yeah, it's very, I hate the automatic systems. So, oh well. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and get on to the third sprint. And 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that is it.
I forgot to write down what my last word count was, but I think I got somewhere around 300.
Right on. I do that all the time.
I think it's more like 250-ish, if I'm honest.
I got 380.
Very nice. I got 272, but I also got distracted. Mr. Man came home. I was like, it's food time. And Athena got 344 and she is hungry. Yep. Oh, yeah. I think that's what's nice about, I start my sprint right between like breakfast and lunch for most of the country. And so once we get off, you guys can go have lunch. I'll have brunch or second breakfast, depending on the day.
Your hobbit.
Yeah.
Second breakfast and
I'm at least I eat like one. Yeah. Especially if it's really
I'm on
good.
the East Coast, so this usually starts like right at lunchtime, which is why on Monday you probably saw I was like in the middle of eating a sandwich while we were talking. But I was like, well, it's lunchtime and I didn't have time to eat. Like today I ate before the stream started.
Yeah.
So I just had an early lunch today. But on Monday I was like, crap, it's starting soon and I gotta get him to bed, and then I guess I'm just gonna have to eat during the stream.
Oh yeah, I do that on Friday nights on Sarah's stream. Like right before it, I'm like shoveling food, and then during the stream, most of the time I'll like finish eating it. And,
okay.
Yeah, because it starts. Well, her stream starts at I want to say 7 her time, but it's 5 my time. So I either have to eat right before, or I have to wait until it's over. And I tried waiting until it was over, and I just kept getting really cranky.
Right.
Then,
yeah. Well, and I know then if you're like really hungry, then you can't really focus as well, because you're just constantly thinking about, I really want a sandwich, or I really want dinner, or I really want whatever it is that you're hungry for at the time.
Yeah.
Focusing on, what your project is that you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. And I don't mind
hungry. I do not function hungry very well at all.
I don't mind like eating on camera. If it's chips or something crunchy though, I'll mute the mic. Or one time I was eating lasagna and my daughter had brought me a plate of lasagna and she didn't cut it. So I had like big chunks. So I had to like actually turn the camera off so I could shove this big piece of lasagna in my mouth. I was like, thanks guys. I appreciate all your help.
Well, at least you got dinner.
Yeah. Oh no, they're very considerate. They'll bring me dinner. One time we were eating sausages and they left a plate of hot bratwurst and no fork, and I was just kind of like,
I guess I'm using a pencil today.
I know. I was like, oh good, they brought me food and it smells really, really good, but it's so freaking hot I can't touch it. Wonderful.
Oh, I wish. Yeah, I would rather eat food with a pencil if somebody brought me food. In my neck of the woods, I do 95% of the cooking, and I'm not exaggerating. And if I don't cook, nobody eats. Like nobody is like, oh, okay, well, Amy's had a long day. Let's go ahead and cook dinner since she's still doing something on the computer. Like nobody ever steps in and is like, oh yeah, are you hungry? Do you want something? I can't remember the last time somebody asked me, are you hungry? Should I make food? I don't know that that's ever even happened.
Like that at my house, if I get to a point where I'm just like, I'm too busy or I'm too tired and I don't feel like cooking today, and I say, my husband will come home, and if he sees that there's nothing like cooking or not on the table yet, he'll come in and he goes, so is it like a sandwich kind of night, or like what's going on here? So it's like, if I don't cook, then it pretty much means, no, he's not going to cook. It just means we're going to be doing something that's either already made, like leftovers, or something that everyone can kind of prepare themselves, like sandwiches or frozen. Like my husband likes to throw in those frozen pizzas in the oven.
Yeah.
So if it's something like he can handle, but it has to be something extremely simple, like just put on a pan and shove it in the oven.
Right.
Then he can handle it.
Yeah.
What frustrates me is I live with a bunch of other grown-ass adults, and everybody knows how to cook. I mean, I know how to cook the most food because I'm pretty good at it, but I am not the only adult with an adult understanding of how to make food, and yet nobody else does it, ever.
Yeah.
So
you gotta put your foot down, Amy. You gotta be like, look, I'm not cooking, so hey, figure it out. That's what I did already.
I always make. There's always leftovers.
I have to make sandwiches and frozen pizza because I was like, I'm tired. It's not happening today. Figure it out.
We make sure that there's always leftovers because we never know how many people there's going to be, so there's always leftovers, always. So if I don't get up and cook today, there's probably something in there, whether you want it or not. But every once in a while, it'll work out where there's not. I went to D&D one time, and it started at like 3 in the afternoon, and it goes until like 10 o'clock at night. It's basically a hangout session where we also play. And it just so happened where there was no leftovers, and there was nothing for me to cook before I left that day. So when I left, I was like, no, you are on your own. That's it. I'm peace out. I'll see you later tonight. I'll be home when I'm home.
Yeah. And
I was over there. And somebody texted me and they were like, how are you supposed to cook these Cheerios? And I said very carefully. And then like 5 minutes later, they texted me back and they're like, are they supposed to catch fire when you put them in the grease like this?
Oh my gosh.
And they were totally joking, you know, like just pretending. Nobody actually tried to cook Cheerios in grease. But it made me laugh just thinking about it because that was the first time I hadn't cooked food in a while.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's your go-to Cheerios? Like, you couldn't even cook your own damn food?
Oh,
when
no.
I'm not here? No, it's Cheerios. That's how it is.
I only have, so if I don't cook, my daughter, she just goes straight for the cereal. She's like, whatever. Even though she knows how to she makes good grilled cheese. I taught her the right way to make grilled cheese. And we have frozen all kinds of stuff, but I only have one child that is like, hey mom, do you want me to cook something? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. Like yesterday, for example, I wasn't feeling very good. And he was like, hey mom, do you want some corn dogs? And I'm like, oh, I hate corn dogs, but sure. Yeah. So he did. He made me corn dogs, and he was totally willing to make corn dogs for everybody. But, nobody wanted corn dogs except for me. So he made him and I, corn dogs. And at like 9 o'clock at night, my husband gets up and he's like, well, I guess I'm going to have to feed myself.
If you're just figuring that out at 9 o'clock, you don't deserve it.
I was like, wait a minute. I wasn't feeling good all day. The kid cooked for me.
Yeah.
We live so far out in the country. That running to the store to get, like KFC fried chicken or just, fast food is not really an option. Like, we're like 20 minutes from the nearest store, let alone the nearest fast food joint.
Yeah.
So it's not really worth an hour. It's 30 minutes both ways. It's not really worth an hour when you can just have cereal. So, it doesn't even work out where if I'm like, I don't fucking care. I'm busy. I didn't cook. Do something.
Yeah.
They still end up eating like canned soup or, whatever's on hand that can just be heated and then eaten. And I'm like, when are you going to buy me pizza?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to go out and buy me pizza.
I think that, I don't know, they just get so used to someone doing it for them that then when it's when it's all of a sudden like, nope, it's not like done for you today. You're going to have to do it yourself. Then all of a sudden they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on having to do this today. So,
right.
I'll have cereal. Like they even though, I mean, Lord knows they didn't want cereal for dinner, you know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody wants cereal for dinner. But when it comes, like I say this to my husband all the time, I'm like, I know you know how to make certain things. Like, you know how to make eggs or something. Like, I know you're capable of making things.
Right.
And I'm like, but for you, it comes down to, do I really want to put forth the effort of making what I actually want to eat? Or do I want to be lazy about it and just have a bowl of cereal or like a peanut butter sandwich? He is bad with peanut butter bread. Oh my God, he's constantly making himself peanut butter bread. If I don't make dinner, that is his dinner. It's slap some peanut butter on a piece of bread and that's dinner with a glass of milk. And I'm like, really? Like, that's all the energy you have.
Yeah.
Like, you can't make yourself anything that requires even a little bit of effort. But I feel like that's kind of what they're weighing. They're like, do I really want to spend time on this? Like we would have to spend time making the meal. Do I really want to spend the time, or is it really not worth it? And I'll just eat cereal with peanut butter bread or something that takes like 30 seconds.
You're definitely right about the, like, everybody's just used to not doing it, and then when all of a sudden they have to, like, oh, is it really worth the effort? Like, I've been cooking for like the last 10 years. That's part of my role in the household.
Yeah.
So whenever I fail, I guess I just assume that someone else will be like, oh, it's not happening today. What can I do? And they don't. They're so used to not having to think about it because I cook like 3 meals a day.
And the thing is, I think that happens with a lot more than just cooking. I mean, it happens with pretty much anything if you're the person that takes care of it 90% of the time. Like with my husband, because my husband's at work all day and I'm the one that's at home taking care of our kid, our toddler kid, because the other one's at school. So then when like the weekend rolls around and it's like, hey, you're not at work, you're home too all day. Well, then he's just gotten so used to not having to change diapers because he's not there to change the diapers that I'll come downstairs and I'll be like, dude, this poor kid has been sitting in his diaper. It obviously needs change. How did you miss that? But they get in this role where they're just like it doesn't even cross their mind because they're just not used to having to think about it because they're not the ones that's taking care of that on a daily basis. So then it's like, even when they're home to help you with certain things, you still have to be there to remind them, hey, you're here. You can help me today.
I wonder, you're absolutely right. And I wonder what I do. You ever think that? Like, I'm complaining about all these people expecting me to cook. I wonder what I expect them to do.
I expect my husband to pick up the trash. That's what I expect my husband to do. That's the one thing I want him to do, and yet I still need to remind him to do it. Because he calls me, he's in the military, so my husband literally calls me household six. I don't know what that means as far as military lingo goes, but that pretty much means like I am manager or like commander of household or whatever it means that's basically like military term. He calls me household six. And I'm like, you're such a dork.
I'd be like, okay, well, if we're going to start having a chain of command within our home and I am the commanding officer, let me tell you what you're going to do, you little runt.
Exactly. That's what he told me that. Wait,
then you start delegating. Right? You start delegating the chores because commanding officers don't do shit. Okay. So you got it all wrong, Nichole. You need to restructure your household if this is how he wants to play the game. Okay.
When he told me I'm household six, I'm like, wait, that means I'm in charge of the household stuff? He's like, yeah, pretty much. That's what household six means. And I'm like, oh, well.
Yeah. It means you're the boss and everyone else does the work.
Prepare for grunt work.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's not that he doesn't help out. It's just he needs to be told what needs to get done in order for those things to get done.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, on that note, I have to go bring in the dogs because it is getting really, really late. And I would love to pretend it's getting hot. I would love to pretend that I got my shit together and that people in my house do things without being told 500 times. But then I would be a liar. And
You know, right?
I know. I try not to lie. I do enjoy writing fictional stories, but I try not to lie too much about my life. So if I don't get it done, it won't get done at all.
Yeah. Yep, that just happened to me yesterday. We have a puppy, and our puppy chews the garbage constantly. And I told my husband for like 3 weeks, you need to put the lid on the garbage can outside. 3 weeks, I've been telling him this, and he's not. He doesn't do it. When he takes out the trash, he leaves the lid off, and I'm out there picking up trash every day. So finally, yesterday, I'm like, all right, I've had enough. So I pick up everything, I put everything back in the trash can, and I like put the lid on, and I like lock the lid because we have one of those trash cans that have like a locking lid. And then when he comes home, I'm like, all right, I waited 3 weeks for you to put the damn lid back on the trash can. But
you are so much nicer than me. You are so much nicer than me.
If I see that lid off that trash can again, I'm going to smash you in the head with that damn lid. You better put it back
What
on.
I do is when something like that happens, because I've had that exact same scenario with a puppy and the person not putting the gate on. We keep our trash in the trailer that we used to haul it. And somebody kept not putting the gate back on it. And I knew who it was that kept not putting the gate back on it. And they like to hang out over in one corner of the yard when they smoke their cigarettes. So like the 4th or 5th time that the dog tore up the trash, I put the gate on their chair, and then I moved all the trash in front of the seat where they like to sit and smoke their cigarette. Like, you are going to notice this, and you're going to clean it up.
Yeah.
It probably took me more effort to set that up over there than it would have for me to just clean up the mess.
That's
But
not
I
the
had
point.
to make the point.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
well,
right.
I'm tired of doing the same thing every day, so maybe this way it'll change.
Oh, you know what? And I'm not embarrassed to say it. My daughter, she is the worst when it comes to her cat's litter box. And I got tired of smelling it, so I put it right on top of her bed. I said, here, if you're going to make the rest of us suffer, you can sleep with it. I was like, and let me tell you, I haven't smelled that litter box in a long time. So
Yeah.
sometimes
you just got to
have
make a point.
Yep. You just do. You do. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up and say goodbye. And I'm going to go. I will pet my pups for you. I've got 3 giant Alaskan Malamutes. So we've got lots of petting going on. And I've got this big pond liner, and I fill it with water, and they get in, and they're nice and cool and everything. And they've got shade and trees, and they've got all the stuff and everything. But I open the dog door, and they'll come in and out. So they have the option to come in and out. But once it passes 90 degrees, I don't give them that option anymore, because their dumbasses would be out sunbathing and 100 degrees. And so at 90 degrees, they come in, the door gets locked, and it's like, y'all need to just go to sleep for a little while, okay? Because yeah, I'm like, I don't need any kind of heat stroke and whatnot going on with these guys. So all right, well, let's go ahead and we'll start with Amy.
Okay. I am Amy Nobody, certified SEO consultant. Don't have a website, don't have social media, don't use it. And I'm working on the second rough draft of my first fiction book.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hopefully we'll get Carol back. She's not been feeling well, but I missed her tear rolling down her face when you say that. So
yeah.
So good positive thoughts to Carol so she can come back and start crying over Amy's lack of social media. All right, go ahead, Derek.
I'm D.L. Stewart. I write adult medieval fantasy. My first book comes out next Tuesday, The Battle for Medagore. It's up for pre-order on Barnes & Noble, IndieBound, Indigo, Books A Million, maybe. I don't know. But it'll eventually be up on Amazon. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, a website, a newsletter, YouTube. Everything's under D.L. Stewart Author. If you sign up to my newsletter, you get the first 2 chapters of my book for free. You pre-order it and enter the pre-order giveaway. That's on my website. You'll get the first 4 chapters.
Awesome. Did you use Smashwords? Is that how you got your book to all these different places?
I used Ingram Spark.
Oh, okay. All right, awesome. All right, Nichole, it's your turn.
Hi, my name is Nichole Wolf. I write paranormal romance. I have 2 books up on Amazon right now. They're the first 2 books in my White Moon Warrior series. The 3rd one is up on pre-order. And I am also on all of the social medias, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that. And you can find the links and a free short story on my website at NicholeWolf.com.
Very nice. All right, and I am DanaG Author. This is my channel, so you know who I am. If you don't, go over to my website, DanaGauthorWrites.com, and you can see all the good stuff and sign up for my newsletter that eventually will come out. So I think so. I hope so. It's on my list of things to get done. But I really appreciate everybody coming today and having a fun time with us. Thank you for subscribing, Athena. It really means a lot to me. And there is also a list of other AuthorTube tribal members who do live streams throughout the week in the description below. So make sure you go check them out as well. And until next time, we are going to say goodbye. So bye.
Bye.